So my mom knows a lady from church, old woman. She's 90, and there's somebody who's been coming to her house saying they want to purchase her backyard.
Wow.
So, and if this is like a small lot in Cary, North Carolina,
right?
It's a half acre. It's in a neighborhood. You can't buy somebody's backyard, can you? Have you heard of this scam or whatever's happening?
I have not heard of the scam. I guess, let's think of all the ramifications. So first of all, an improvement in Cary has a setback. So you can't, you can sell the backyard to within 25 feet of the home. But it sounds like from what you're telling me, that might be all of the backyard, which is 25.
It's a neighborhood, so there's people behind her and on both sides of her. I don't know how you can sell a backyard.
I think it's what it is it's an encumbrance. It is a scam because it's an encumbrance. What they're gonna, you really can't sell the backyard. So what they're gonna say is rights to the backyard. So it's kind of like an easement that they're buying, and now it's an encumbrance where if really what they're trying to do is just get their foot in the door, and the sweet little 90-year-old lady now has a business partner. So she cannot sell her property without permission of the business partner, and the business partner, I don't know this to be a fact, Lynn, but let's just say the home is worth $500,000. And she sold the backyard for $5,000 or $10,000, and maybe that's what the backyard is worth.
Yeah, for like $20,000 for it.
$20,000. Okay, so, but now they're a co-seller, and so Grandma wants to sell it, or worse yet, Grandma passes away, and the kids wish to sell it. Well, this is where they've gotten their foot in the door. Grandma might have more sense of what the house is worth, and she'd have to move elsewhere and everything. But maybe the kids that inherit it, they just want to get rid of it. The people that have that vested interest in the backyard right now, on a $20,000 investment, they're going to say, yeah, give me $100,000 and this goes away, or give me $200,000 and this goes away. So they have they're a partner now, and Grandma doesn't need any partners. So it's, and what's so sad is that they're waving that $20,000 in front of her, saying, oh, you can still use the backyard. You can, it's just. Or they're just, gosh, that's like a bottom feeder. It shouldn't be legal.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Something weird's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know all the details, but
yeah. There's so many scams that are going out there. The biggest scams that we're going through right now are people that say that they're selling a piece of land. They have really, really good documentation that looks like they'll have a fake driver's license. They'll have a fake ID. You'll look at the deed and it'll say Joe Smith, and then it'll say Joe Smith loves UNC at gmail.com. You're like, oh, well, Joe Smith went to UNC. Of course he loves UNC. And that's his Gmail and everything. So everything looks legitimate, except that son of a gun doesn't actually own the land. And you're like, well, Eric, if that's all going to come out at the end anyways, what's the point? You send them due diligence money. You send them $5,000 due diligence money, $10,000 due diligence money. I think sometimes we forget. We're like, $500 isn't that much money to us, but for a scammer in Nigeria, $500 goes a long way. There's and it's really, when you look at the stats, it's millions and millions that are taken on these scams. We have other squatting situations where they'll see a property on Zillow. They'll go through the house. They'll say, oh, this house is vacant. This is an excellent. They see the interior pictures. They know the property's vacant. And so they'll say it's for sale, but they'll put something on there that says it's for rent. And they'll be like, oh, I'm in London right now. I'm really selective of who I'm giving the keys to. If you give me $1,000 deposit, I'll send you the keys so you can look at it and you can have the lease. And they'll do something extra tricky too, where it should be $1,500 a month rent, and of course they'll advertise it as $1,200 a month for rent. And people will be real, I have to have this and everything, but that guy doesn't own the property. So there's so much scamming going around. And we were just talking about AI. I think AI is useful in figuring out who the candidates are that are more susceptible to scams and figuring that out, so people are getting called and texted more often.